What a great day it is. And you guys have tuned in for the Way of Meditation service. You can't start a day better than that. A moment in which you get to absolutely commit yourself to yourself. You get to come into the full measure of who you are and what you are. Who are you? You are a distinct, unique emanation of the what. The what is the grand presence. It's everywhere, personal and transpersonal. So by stopping and coming into the altar of your own heart and submitting yourself to the next level of your own unfolding, you have confidently and consciously become a growth-centric being. You've come into the great minority of individuals on the planet. Most people don't wake up every single day and say, how can I be a better version of myself? The mass amount of people are still living under the aegis of either survival or, in the Western world, materialism. But if you've come into the art and science of meditation, you're saying in substance that every single day of my life, I want to come into a greater alignment and greater harmony with who and what I am, and live a life so that every day, every month, every year, I'm extending who I am. I'm magnifying the real nature of my being. The added things is a dynamic peace of mind. The added things is the consciousness of all needs met. The added things is being available to the transcendent wisdom, the transforming knowledge, the creative intelligence, the guidance to live in this dimension of time and space, because the wisdom and the guidance are timeless, and so you become available to the timeless to live in time in a more perfect way. It's called safety. It's called wellness. It's called well-being. That which you cannot manipulate in form, but you can be available as the timeless takes over your life. And that in form, safe, wellness, well-being. This is all state of consciousness. You hear this often in the wisdom teachings of the world, metaphysical teachings, wisdom teachings. It's consciousness. What is the content of your consciousness? And what we are aware of is that there's a big difference between the content of consciousness and consciousness itself. They're not the same thing. When you begin to meditate, you're able to tell the difference. What do I mean by that? Very briefly. Think of the ocean. Ocean, H2O. It's minerals, parts of salt in the water, but it's primarily water. Then there's content in the ocean. It's plankton, there's seaweed. Boats, there's human pollution, there's plastic, metal, there's all manner of things that people have dumped in the water. It's called content. Now that content is not the ocean. They're two separate things. Consciousness and content, not the same thing. So you may have content in which you feel unworthy. You may have content where you have a perception of not being enough. You may have content in which you have a thought that life is hard until you die. You may have content in which you believe that there's scarcity and lack and limitation in a cosmic unfolding universe. You may have content, but that's not consciousness. So what happens in meditation? You sit with the intention of having a great realization of your oneness with the presence of God, your awareness. You are awareness itself. Your awareness, you become more and more aware of your expanded nature, and then the content begins to be embraced, transmuted, and transcended. Meaning, you don't deny the content as it flows to the surface of your mind as past memories or woundedness or misguided perceptions. You embrace it, you look at it. It's interesting. It's not me. And through your whole soul observation, witness, and participation, it begins to be transmuted. What does that mean? Energy can never be created or destroyed. So the energy of those thought forms of, say, of lack, is called redemption. They are redeemed. You remember how you used to redeem bottles and you get a nickel for them or something like that? You transmuted the bottle into cash. Those thoughts become redeemed to a higher frequency. So if it's a thought of lack, separation from God, through your whole soul observation and intention to wake up, they are redeemed, embraced, redeemed, transmuted, higher frequency. I'm worthy. I see who I am. Transcend that. You can't transcend until it's redeemed, until it's transcended, until it's transmuted, until it's embraced. All of this is happening in meditation. It's your own therapy. It's free. You get to sit with intention and observe with intention, mind you, and then watch misguided perceptions, thought forms, habits, priorities rise up. Ooh, it's not me. It's not who I am. It's the spiritual image and likeness of God. Also, you become available to direct knowledge and insight directly from the mind of God. In an instant, you can know something that you previously believed, or know something without using the figuring out mind. It's in you already. I'll give you another little thing, just so that you have this. In a moment of tremendous insight and connection with the presence, you can immediately and instantly, it's not you doing it, heal anything in your life. Any long-term, agonizing, emotional stuff. It's a clinical term. Superficial, transitory. I'll go on later with that. I mean, a direct contact. Wow. I've always been all right. When did I get the notion that I wasn't all right? More on that later. We want to get down and practice. So as you can see, you woke up. You're here at the Way of Meditation service. Thousands of you around the world. Thousands more that will be archiving this at different times during the day and the week and coming back to it for this teaching, this Dharma talk, and for most importantly, the actual sitting. And then your life, which is the life of God Almighty, all beauty, all intelligence, all love, gets to reveal itself as you according to the distinct and unique pattern of which you were recreated as only one you. There'll never be another you. So you got to do you or you won't be done. Let's sit. What a great day. I'm not talking about the world of effects and circumstances and conditions. That might not be so great at times. I'm talking about the dawning of a new day within our own soul. Spiritual sun within us, always at a 45-degree angle. Light. Light. Close the outer eyes. It's come to be known as we have two eyes closed, one eye open. We used to call this the third eye, but it's actually the first eye because you're a spiritual being first. You're a transitory human being second. So this eye is actually the first eye, and these two eyes are the secondary eyes by which you get to navigate through time and space. close the secondary eyes and give ourselves permission to reacquaint ourselves and to open the first eye. And begin to see our intention. We see it and we feel it. I want to wake up. Begin to see it and to feel it. I want to have a greater realization of my oneness with the presence of God. I begin to see it and to feel it. I want to have a realization of my absolute connection to the presence that's never an absence. We begin to embrace this intention, and it becomes subconscious. It becomes just a part of our nature. We don't have to think about it anymore. We want to be one with God consciously. We know we're one with God spiritually, but we want to be consciously one with God. We sit. And remember, for those of you tuning in and you're new to the Agape Nation, we are not worshiping a magical man in the sky, doing magic tricks, throwing out blessings and having chosen people and things like that. No. We're coming in tune with the presence of love and beauty and intelligence and harmony, peace, that's never an absence. It's a presence. We must worship God in spirit and in truth. That's what the teacher said. Spirit. Capital S. So we're dedicating ourselves to this intention. And being awareness itself, we have attention. The attention is on the intention and the sacred breath. The body's breathing. Oh, the body's breathing presently. It's not in the future, it's not in the past. The body's breathing presently. Oh, yes. So with simultaneous awareness on our intention and embracing the breath, witnessing it, we're present with our intention. And we sit with what I call reverential alertness, reverential attentiveness. It's a pure listening with consciousness, as if someone were telling us something extremely important. So this kind of listening is not passive. It's participatory. It's reverential. We listen with our entire being. That is, that which created the ears is active. That which created the eyes is active. And we sit with beginner's mind. We sit as if this is the very first time we have ever practiced the art and science of meditation. Childlike. Oh my God. Wonder. Oh, I sit to meet the Spirit of the Most High. the surface mind drifts to fantasy or inner conversations, just be aware. Bring your attention back to your glorious intention. Witness the breath and begin again. If the mind is drifted, come back to your intention and your breath and begin again. If you haven't done so already, begin to put a slight smile on your face. You're opening yourselves up to have an encounter with the presence that is never an absence. This is glorious. This is wonderful. This is magnificent. Put that slight smile on your face. It also has powerful biological benefits. You're becoming spiritually rich enough to pay attention and to have dominion over your attention. You're becoming spiritually wealthy. You can pay attention and place your attention where you want it. Embracing an intention of unfolding. Connection. Oneness. Take a nice, pure, deep inhalation. Release the sound of ah. Again. Release. Deep. Release. And allow for yourself to come into the prayer room with me. The upper room, upstairs. Come into the spiritual room where we begin to see the way things really are. The perfect, dynamic, magnificent spiritual ideation shot from the eternal mind of pure spirit. Come with me into the realm of the absolute. As we enter into this realm with a deep sense of divine gratitude and pure appreciation for life itself. This gratitude raises us up beyond circumstantial living situations, people, places, things, conditions. Or we rise above the valley of conditions and into the mountaintop of the supernal sight that God is everywhere. That the great power, the great presence, the great love, the great intelligence is everywhere, unencumbered by time or space. Gratitude allows us to see this, to vibrationally participate in this. To recognize the one God everywhere, and to feel so united with it that we have no issue saying, I am what thou art, and thou art what I am. My life is the life of God. It is from this awareness that we can boldly speak the word. I speak the word on behalf of each and every individual in attendance in this virtual room that is more real than time. We're together in the non-dual, non-local, direct contact with God. My word emanates from that place. Be whole. As I behold your wholeness. Be beauty as I behold your beauty. Be abundance as I behold your abundance. Be intelligence as I behold your intelligence. Will you be whole? Let the answer be yes. I speak the word, every organ and action function of your body temple is made whole and magnificent. I call it health and vitality and vigor, flexibility, strength. The mental body is so clear that the insights of God are assimilated and embodied. The emotional body is so pure that individuals are unwilling to carry the baggage of past perceptions, of limited experience of reality. The body of our affairs swept clean, that order and harmony, beauty reigns supreme. Oh my God, how great thou art. How infinite and divine and perfect is thy holy and magnificent name, meaning nature. How great thou art, Spirit divine. How great thou art in us, as us. Oh, our course is set for this day. Perfect unfolding. The weather's beautiful within inside of our own soul. No storms raging. Bright skies, sunshine. Clear. All clear. All clear. All clear. Wholeness reigns supreme. And we move forward on target with our full weight beneath us, our spiritual banners unfolding in the wind. I am what thou art. Thou art what I am. And people feel us coming. Woo! Magnificence. And it's happening right this moment. The only moment that exists. It's happening right now. And we allow it to be so. And so it is. Amen. Thank you for participating in the Way of Meditation service. Right here every Sunday, 6:45 a.m. Pacific time, beginning with a sacred reading and prayer by one of the Agape ministers, continuing with a brief Dharma talk and the practice of stellar stillness. Thank you for joining us. Your day has just been made better by the choice that you made.